بقاودها يكلخ أخش ما خلق النت تشب حاثخ هللويا هللويا
شليام هو وشلام شلام خون وينقالي ينقدي شاد مارني شام شيحام كارزوثام أدلقام شو حالم شيحا مارن آمين شلام ميرا مريم كمرو يجياني المريم بصخلة روحي بلاها مخياني تخير موكاخد خدمتي ولا من دهب دياوي لطوة طائفاثة كلي المخويل بقاوي من دان راب خيلانا وقديش شمي حنين وثل دارم وطائفاثة لدآنا دقزدي مني وذل غالبوثة بدرائي بربز للرامان بتخمل تدلبي مختيل الرامان من كرسواثة مرملك مكيخم كبين مسويل طاواثة وأتيرم سويب لسبيقم عن الإسرائيل أودم وتخير حنينوثم دخد محكي لمد ببواثن مدوراهم وزر الأبد. The Holy Gospel of our Lord Jesus Christ according to St. Luke.
Glory to Christ our Lord.
And Mary said, "My soul magnifies the Lord. My spirit rejoices in God, my Savior, for he has regarded the low estate of his handmaiden. For behold, henceforth, all generations will call me blessed. For he who is mighty has done great things for me. Holy is his name. His mercy on those who fear him from generation to generation. He's shown strength with his arm. He's scattered the proud in their imagination of their hearts. He's put down the mighty from their thrones and exalted those of low degrees. He's filled the hungry with good things. The rich he has sent away empty. He's helped his servant Israel in remembrance of his mercy, as he spoke to our fathers, to Abraham, to his posterity forever." Ushuha la laha minait burkthed Maria alaykon.
يا يمي مريم يا جياني مريم مراحم وانطر العودة برحق لي من مريم
يا يمي مريم يا جياني مريم راحم وانطر العودة برحق لي من مريم
طيلي ولاقي ذيلي والبرونخ إيشان شهلي
بالي ولاقي بالي والبرونخ إيشان شهلي درحق لي من ناري. يا يمي شمي قليم لبي وعند قرايا.
يا يمي شمي طاليم لبي وين بقرايا.
ورخت خشكم باللي ورحق لي ولاد الريح.
ورخت خشكم باللي ورحق لي ولاد الريح.
آيتي وتيمي كا وقتك لوني.
يا يمي مريم
يا جياني مريم راحم وانطر العودة درحق لي من ناري.
يا يمي خطية في بشرب مطوافي.
يا يمي خطيتي بشراب مطواتي.
من ماري مرحق لي وارخش لي ولاد الريح.
ناري مرحق لي ورخش لي ولاد الريح.
ومن إيشع مخنا ليك بن خازني.
يا يمي
يا جاني
راحم وانطر العودة درحق لي من ناري.
يا يمي مريم
يا جياني مريم
راحم
وانطر العودة درحق لي من ناري.
شما عزيزم شونين الرحمد مريم حسيد رعد شامايا جبايا بدهاو راز قورتدية يوم الترشا بد آثر تلتاسر بيرخا كاثدرائية يمد ألها وبثر دخ تعزيد تيبقى ودرها ريجنسي مانر والإشواء بعاصرته. حسيد رعد شامايا جبايا دي لبرند حسيد شامايا حسيث مرجو جبايا دي لبختي دنيا جبايا دي لبابد أنثوني دانيفن and جيدن جبايا ودي لأخوان دم حسيا اد حبيب جبايا وديع جبايا جورج جبايا سعد عامر عدنان بدرية خمركو وديعة يلدو مسعودة جبايا برناديت عدتي وزهورة فومية. بدهاو راز دقورتدية يوم الترشا بد آثة السلم خشكة من كاثدرائية دي مدألها وبثر دخ تعزيد تيبقى ودرها ريجنسي مانر والإشواب عاصرته. هم مشونين الرحمد مريم حسيث أميرة قلابات بدهاو راز دقورتدية صبرة شبثة السلم خشكة من ايتد مريوسف بمديد ديتروي وبثر دخ تعزيد تابقى ودرها الصحارة بمديد ستيرلينغ هايتس والإشت بعاصرته. حسيثة اد أميرة قلابات اد إيلا يمد وسام قلابات دي لبخت دم حسيد نصرت قلابات وهم يمد بسام قلابات مارك ملسا مانكا عتيشة بدهاو راز دقورتدية صبرة شبثة راز دقورتدية صبرة شبثة إسر مخشكة من ايتد مريوسف بمدينة ديتروي وبثر دخ تعزيد تابقى ودرهرد مطعم صحارة بمدينة ستيرلينغ هايتس والإشت بعاصرته. ألام حاسيلة ويا ولا ملكود دشمية وشما عزيزة دغدشميلا قبل قصة ايوانجاليون وقصة من مكرستا رازد الشبثة بقاود ايتد مرتومة يوم اربو شابد فتلة اد ايتديان كالديثة رهبنا ديان مع سيرات ديان ابناثة اد مط مريم طنتد لمو مكيانايا قبل تتي ابناثة مع سيرات خاثد نظيرة نذور ديي بسيط قامد مريا ألها قامد مطران وقامد عمم هو يمنا بقاود إيتد مرتومو كمهانوخ عوال إد بكساب وبستود ولا أن تتبناثا تدهاوى كلاثا تدهاوى خدمياثا تمارني شعمشيحة وتئيتا على شاوقلا وناطيرا ومصالخ النيتد قرياثا تكهنوثا وربنوثا تبيثد مريم. وشما عزيزة إيت السهدة بمدينة ستيرلينغ هايتس بتاويلها سفر روحانيتا يوم دقروتا أربوس بقاود آذي يرخا اللد إيتاثا دي لابقاون بوتن بي أوهايو غاخرتا إيت السهدة بمدينة ستيرلينغ هايتس بتاويلها سفر البوتن بي أوهايو يوم دقروتا أربوس بقاود آذي يرخد إيلون بس بتاو سفرة خيومة ايمت كبشاق المعلومات ايبد مخابر 586-703-1701 غاخرت 586-703-1701. شما عزيزم عليوثد مطران مر فرانسيس قلابات بدهاوي لراز بريشة النيتد كل اندي لا ببلاخة بقاود مستشفيات بقاود عيادات الدكاترة ديان يومد دتري بقاود يرخد شيري قمايا أكتوبر 2 بربي بعاصرته بكاثدرائية يمد ألها قاخر ترازة بريشة وبركاثة النيتد كلي دكاترة كلي نورسات كل عندك بلخي بمستشفى بلخي بعيادات صيدلانية كلي بغداد تدآثة مصالة وشقلي بركثة من سيدنا وجمعي بقاود رازة بيد أكيد كبالا خيلة وقوتها بقاود أن يوماث دي لابا بلا خطب كبيرة طلب فيروس كورونا سو قاخر تأثرازة بتاو يوم دتريب يرخد شيري قمايا أكتوبر 2 بربي بعاصرته بقاود كاثدرائية يمد ألها وكشو قلنا خو بشلامة مني أنا جونيور عصام يوحنان جواد. Thank you and have a great show.
Live from the Soaring Eagle Casino and Resort Studio in Farmington Hills, Michigan, it's the John Zia Oram Show.
شد مردوثة البايد شن بلا خيون بث نهرين معمورين شلامة وحباب براسي كلذانا يا كلذانا يا ما دم ما بش صبيان دمي ما أمثد لإل بلم كمي كلذانا يا كلذانا يا ما حيلي كوش مدخن دقاريلي آوا مثلو أنا خيلي كلدانا يا كلدانا يا كل يشد بروح بخالة راما كلدانا محباورا كلدانا يا 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 كلدانا يا
شماية عزيزة بشكالة جان زي أورم إلى نمبر 1 شو.
أنا ملبانة يلدا قلة قدار نشلامي قمايا تأخوني جان زي أورم وقدار نشلامي خنة زودانا الأخواتي سالم جدو وأخواتي وأخوني جان جان يلدا خوشابه تتهاوى بصيخ أمه وآي قصيدة زين أمرنا دها إلى تجان زي أورم بس وأني بتوابش معه
مقبول.
يا جان زي أورم يا قورة الزونة خاثة يا جان زي أورم يا قورة الزونة خاثة اكطل بنطال وصاخوثة وبيث ملي بركاثة مريم حاسيل بابوخ مرحبة ومرطعواثة تولي أمخ كم خازنخ قورنيخة ومكيخة اكشقلت وكياود بهديوثة بعيانة ولبخ بصيخة مريا بتهاوي أمخ وعمرخ بتاوي يريخة بس قالت كم شارتن بلوشانة بابا وساوة إيشع وتلميذ دي بقاود سورة محكاوة كالداي كم يقريلخ لذشول رابة وطاوة طالخ كياون هوناي يا جان زي أورم كهند إيتا كم يقرت يلباند روح دايم مريا إيل بعيانوخ بصلوثة ديمة مريم مريا إيل بعيانوخ بصلوثة ديمة مريم وكشوقنوخ بشلامه
I'm George Zoma.
This is Brooklyn Marie Hadir Yaldo.
I'm Isabella Allos.
This is Abigail Rita Hadir Yaldo.
I'm Grace Davish. Welcome to the John Zia Oram Show.
I'm Maxwell Munder Zoma. Shlama.
Three, action! My God is so great, so strong and so mighty. There's nothing my God cannot do. My God is so great, so strong and so mighty. There's nothing my God cannot do for you. The mountains are His, the rivers are His, the stars are His strength. Handiwork too. My God is so great, so strong and so mighty. There's nothing my God cannot do for you.
It's my mother's birthday. It's Miles George Zoma. He's 5 years old on May 9th, and we're going to go get him Dondirmo. Thank you, Maria Madro.
Good job.
Beautiful. Happy birthday.
Shalom aloha chawatab chatwatab John Zia Oram Yunacha Medachona Hanna Achu and Michael Georges Oram Idu ila Aruta. God bless you all. Sapra ila 9/11 Damrico Kalma Kulle Kamaya Sarai Dian Akhni Bish Drahlan Umrela Kulle Mendan Debrela Almo by 9/11 خنك موديلة ثمندي سعوديين وزلام خيلا عراق ومدير أخني إسرائيل بطر ومشن. So, but God is great, and we got to keep moving forward. I had a khila. We have a very good show today with the ex-FBI agent. We are retired Shatqa. كم دارن آخر now in 11 كم ودخلوا خوش interview أو كبالخو بين مناطق وعراق وأردن وبدكانة خورد عائلتي هاي ثلاثة أربيشنة سيم تعلق لأي interview دي because إلى 9/11 it is about 9 I لبليخة undercover كم وذن meet almost 30 years 40 years ago بأوك بارك بوليس وبعدين بشله undercover FBI وMCIA ومت كل من دي لا ميدي رابط من نوخي لا ودخي أنا أما رابط وهو كبيرة تناشديا كبيرة والعيني تدعين الخندة كبيرة كود عايز misunderstanding of immigration يا مندي يا برخو not no more looks like nobody's allowed to come now so we are here with you till 7 o'clock. We are so blessed for Junior Jwad أود لأثمندي ولام حاسيل أخونا رعد شمامي شبايا إلى كذا يالت خاثة هدير and دري to كل ديلا بيثا حسيا جميل بيلتوني with brother-in-law Dia Ida. And it's a horrible situation because I have met Rod before a couple of times. And God bless, I guess he died last night. I didn't know that. So, Junior Shakrinno Kabira Aitkini Utap Toronto Bishma. Congratulations, Tani Masira Dian. This show is going to be a Chaldean American radio TV show. So we'll switch back and forth from Chaldean. I don't speak Arabic. From Chaldean and English at the same time so we can teach and learn ourselves an English way like we have been doing, and we want American-speaking people, including Chaldeans, to understand the Chaldean part of our culture. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put on net right now, and 9/11. Pray for the people, pray for the family, pray anything could happen. And yes, that happened on George Bush's watch. So, but we can't blame any president, no matter who it is. We've been pluralized over who's the president that causes the problem. No president would like to hurt the United States of America. No president makes a terrible decision to hurt something. It's just part of this world, how we live. I think we should be very careful what we ask for sometime. So right now we can't even get a car because there's no chip, and chip is not from China. It's from Taiwan. So Taiwan and China are fighting verbally, and they're willing to go to war with Taiwan to get the chips they need for their technology. The Chinese do. That's why you see a lot of the stores empty. But something's going to give in this economy. So we're going to put net on, and we're going to be back. We'll be here till 7 p.m. And God bless America. And I have a great friend here, Ned Timmons, that I have been known most of my adult life. And Ned is a U.S. Army veteran. Ned has served in detachment in Korea. No, he's not that old, but he served in that area in the military service. Believe it or not, he served in the Chaldean community, Oak Park, as a police officer. That's when I met him, kind of, right after that. And he was on the SWAT team. And since 1981 till he retired, he was an FBI agent working undercover on the SWAT team all over the world. Even with Ontario Police, that when I was living in Canada, Ned was working with us, coming back in there as a dear family friend, by the way. And also Ned was involved with me, I can say this, when Iraq in the 90s, when brought down of Saddam Hussein in 2003, Ned and I was putting teams together trying to understand. In 9/11, I was very heavily involved because I was in Bablo. Donation. I was donating my time, my effort, my connection. No, I was not playing a cop or a policeman. And it's the small world that I'm running a radio station now for 4 years. And my first guest ever on a 9/11 anniversary is my best friend, actually. We spent a lot of time together. Ned Timmons. Ned, I know my family's listening, so is yours, but I never know what to do this because they even wrote a book about us, you and I. So, welcome to here, and I'm laughing about it because through Julie Namath and the group, and you learn every day. I'm so proud. I'm switching my language from the Chaldean to American to Chaldean, so I can educate a lot of people what really happened to us, because things happen when people like T.J. Picken died today, and they say, oh, he passed away, or this. 9/11 is not going anywhere. It just stays with us over and over. In other countries in Middle they still call them for jihad to do this and that. I want to ask you a question through our audience here, and thank you for being here. First, welcome here. It's your show. It's your brother's show here, and tell us, what do you know and how you've been around law enforcement in the U.S., protecting U.S. for many, many years. And it was very emotional for me to interview you. So I'm going to let you do what you need to do, because I know so much about how we are. And we help many private families, especially Chaldeans, when they need help on certain matters, to give them advice or do something. I call on you. And you have a consulting company, LSS Consultant, and anybody can Google it. Anything you need security-wise, investigation-wise, from shoplifting, heavy stuff, or theft inside the business, to a murder charge, to something else and whatever. Ned's team usually brings in all these ex-CIA, FBI, IRS, state police, and started this LSS, I want to say in the 90s sometime.
We've been around 28 years, John.
That's it?
Yeah.
So I'm glad I know you 38 years. So
early 90s.
Early 90s, right.
Yeah.
So welcome to our show. Help us out and help our audience. They've been anxiously waiting for you to kind of explain to us what we don't know as people, especially people like me or Hanna or Salim, what really happened to us and how it happened and where are we going with this anniversary. This is our 18th year. Felt like it's yesterday.
Yeah. Well, first I got to say that I first became familiarized with the Chaldean community when I worked as a police officer in Oak Park, and a lot of Chaldeans moved to that area, and we got to know them and realized how hard they worked, and a lot of the families came
closer to the mic.
A lot of the families came over and actually lived 3 and 4 families in these little houses with mattresses in the basement and cooked in the basements, and ran shifts 24 hours a day in their stores, and some of the most hardworking people I've ever met or come in contact with. But as far as we advanced to 9/11, I think prior to 9/11, we found with the intelligence communities that they weren't sharing information, whether it was egos or whatever it was. And you spoke about a lot of stuff here, John, but you know how we shared with Ontario Provincial Police, and we had no boundaries. We shared with everybody, and they shared with us.
I used to ride with you back and forth. I know.
It worked pretty darn good.
Wow, sure did, didn't it?
I think after 9/11, that the FBI, the CIA, and Department of Defense, and all the intelligence agencies realized that they all had to work together on one team. And maybe if we'd been working together on one team prior to the World Trade Center, we might have stopped it, but we didn't, and so we moved on. And
so when you share with the Ontario OPP that I know very well, because at the time I was living in both countries, sometimes we used to ride back and forth together on a lunch break or something you guys were happening with Bob and those guys. This was prior to 9/11. You still were sharing with Canada on certain intelligence, right, between both countries at the border here.
Right, we
but
shared
you're saying that other people like the CIA, the FBI, the terrorists knew that. Nobody, the left and the right, were not talking to each other, right? Is that what it was, or what was it?
It's my opinion that they weren't talking, and I believe now they are talking, and it evolved into task forces where you have somebody from each agency sitting on it, and it started to work with us here where, with drugs in the drug world, rather than working alone, we had task force that included DEA, the state police, customs, IRS, and we worked as a team and shared everything, and it became very effective.
I know we had a small community as Chaldean Nazar, as you know, you've been knowing them all your life. In Detroit here in Michigan, I know there's quite a few young men and young ladies were in those towers. Same thing. I mean, it didn't matter who was on those towers. People were getting hit in these planes, as we saw a few minutes ago. They were going into it, and we got really caught off guard, didn't we? When America would just fell asleep. I mean, I was in Canada, as you know, at the time. We talked about it back in 2001. We talked to each other because of the OPP in U.S., and the island was right in the middle between both borders, right in the middle of the water with the high tower there. And we opened up our tower, and I was shaving, actually. It was early morning, and I thought some guy in a small little plane hit a tower. Are you saying that they surprised us, or was it somebody knew something, didn't believe it until another agency? Because that could happen on a local base too, right?
They surprised us, or we would have stopped it. If there was a way to stop that, we would have. I just don't think that we had the intelligence that I know of, but there's people way higher than I ever was that would know a lot more. If any American could have stopped that disaster that day, they would have, and they would have stepped in as whatever agency or worked together, but we didn't, and we've still got policemen and firemen and citizens dying of cancer that it's still going on. They're dying yesterday, today, tomorrow, next week, next year. In 2 or 3 years, they'll still be
we can't forget
overcome by cancer. And what these guys did, they hated. They had this hatred for the United States, and they successfully, launch this attack that hurt us. But we came back, I think, stronger than ever. And, we ended up over in Iraq for a long time, and now we're still in Afghanistan. But
well, first thing you did in Iraq, I know your son James, that I know when he was born, served in Iraq too, right?
yeah, he did 2 tours in Iraq and 1 in Afghanistan with 1st Cavalry, and they lost a lot of guys, and a lot of guys are crippled from there, and they lost limbs and paid a big price. And hopefully it was for the good of Iraq and the good of the United States, and hopefully it put the terrorists on their heels, where they had these safe zones that they could go in and train and plan and plot these attacks. The agencies pretty well beat them up on that and came after them.
So you want to their people say, why did they go to Iraq? Why did they go here? Why did they go to Saudi Arabia? Why did they go to Afghanistan? Why did they go here? You're saying, as an officer in the Army, as an intelligence officer in the police department, as an ex-FBI agent in intelligence unit that I know very well. We spend a lot of time in each other's homes, and I'm not just trying to brag. I love you to death, and you know that. We talk a lot. And when Julie, our marketing people on our team that is leading this radio station these days, ask me, one person will you pick? And I know you've been running around doing some other things right now besides just law enforcement. I say Annette, because you know so much. So are you telling me when you were working in your unit way back when I had Jam Sound, you going to the drug dealers, you were going to the Colombia, you were going to whatever this stuff is coming from, Bahamas, Jamaica, whatever. You're telling me that when your son that served, especially touch home, and all his friends went there, we thought people think they just went there and they finished their war and they came right back. There's a lot of people affected by that war, isn't it?
Oh yeah, there's a lot of families affected. I was very close with a lot of them, a lot of the majors and colonels and captains and that are still affected by losing all their people. About 3 or 4 years ago, one of the majors came up and stayed at my farm up north, and he visited every person in Michigan that had lost a son.
Yes.
He went to every family.
Wow.
And visited the graves.
He did.
Yeah.
He was a major.
He was a major in charge of a big unit of them.
And I remember you telling me when James, your son, was there, was it Taji? I think the air base, Taji,
yeah.
Right?
He was in Taji.
Yeah, he was in Taji. So what you're saying is, Nat Timmons is saying is, you got to get to people's doorstep like these terrorists before they come to us, because they're not going anywhere, are they?
No, if you didn't go into Iraq and go after them, they could sit there for years and make their plans, and they were safe, and nobody was coming after them. So they would plan and plot, and they had people loyal to them in the U.S., unfortunately, that would help them. And if you didn't go and take out the heart of the snake, you couldn't ever win this.
Why? And then intelligence with the LSS consultant that you own now in Commerce Township here. You get a lot of intelligence. You worked on many cases. There's stuff, massive stuff written about you. You've been on every ABC, CBS, Fox, and everything talked about. Does this 9/11 most horrendous thing ever happen to us, or there's always these small things that keep planning to hit us harder? Or was it a shock because it was in 2001 and 9/11? Are they always planning something bigger? One person dies is a lot. But when you kill 3,000 people and tens of thousands are still injured in devastation, are they always planning these kind of people when you work in your own unit, the way you have done it on these other cases you worked?
Oh, I believe that there's always groups making plans. You see, we are a stationary target. We carry on our life here, and people come to the U.S. because they want to live that lifestyle.
Oh, my God. Oh.
And I talked to a lot of soldiers that served in Iraq and Afghanistan, and there's some real poverty there. There's some real atrocities there. We worked with Mr. George on the atrocities that they were committing against the
Christians.
Christian
Mike George,
girls.
the late Mike George.
Yes.
That's right. You were with me
With
when we
the,
did that. Yes. He asked you to
these
come
these
in on
people
these cases.
people just mutilated the sexual organs of girls and let them live so that they would live in the misery of this. Well, what kind of demented people think that way or commit those crimes? Just unbelievable. And Mr. George had thousands
God
of
bless
files.
Mike George, yes.
Thousands of files where they had attacked women and mutilated them. And they didn't kill them. They made them live with this misery the rest of their life.
And I wasn't doing any war. It was prior to war.
Yeah.
203. It was prior to war of 90 or 91. It was prior to war of 206 and 205. I remember you came over to Mr. George's office. I was sharing an office with him. And you gave us some heck of intelligence because we were scared. And that was prior to Daesh and ISIS. Because when ISIS came, they just kind of blew it out of the water. I got some videos to play later. But how do they come to America? How do you, we always say as Americans, hey, if you drive fast, you get a ticket, you get caught. How do they plan these things without other governments involved with this against us? It's not just these people, right? These, whatever you call them.
Well,
how that?
Unfortunately, there's groups of people that just have this hatred towards the U.S. And it goes back, even the U.S. military always had a policy: don't shoot first, don't shoot until you're being fired at. So don't do anything until they're doing something to you, right? And it was ridiculous and
they changed
whatever.
That, right?
But well, I can't say they did or they didn't right now. But the U.S. became a target. But yet every one of these people that hated the U.S. wanted to be here. And, it's real easy to plan a weapon of mass destruction. You just take a bunch of fertilizer and kerosene and a stick of dynamite, and you've got a weapon of mass destruction. It's not hard to create something. Now, obviously we're always afraid of a dirty bomb and more sophisticated things. But, I think that a lot of these plots are being defeated because of the teamwork of the FBI, the CIA, the DEA, and everybody using their intelligence. Anything that we get from the sources that we have, we forward it all to the FBI. We don't ask. We don't ever know what happened to it. It's none of our business. We forward the intelligence to them, and what they do with it is that's their job.
So now you own this consulting company, LSS, but you're still actively involved. When you do get an information here and there, you forward it to the CIA or the FBI or the State Department or all that too?
Correct. We forward whatever we know to them, and they assess it, and they use that information however, whether they feel it's of no value or value, we never know.
But also your company, you as an individual and your team that I have been known for, so proud to know all these years, you guys worked on many events that we don't hear as consumers, as residents, as Americans. World Series, All-Star Games, all these big events that you guys get a lot of intelligence that somebody wants to do harm.
Absolutely. And we do that not necessarily because of LSS, we do it because we're Americans and we believe in protecting America. And
exactly.
We don't necessarily take an active role in the intelligence. We turn it over to the people that are law enforcement.
But like the Tigers or the Red Wings or the Lions here locally, and even all over the United States. My point is not LSS takes over like a government, but there's a private-public communication going now because private agency hires you as a private company. You guys pick up something, you forward it to the FBI, to the CIA to protect the Americans, people, the country basically. And that could be all over right here in Canada, Mexico, anywhere else, right?
Absolutely. We do a lot with counterfeiting, and there's a lot of terrorist groups that are involved in.
Can you tell me about our audience? A lot of them are listening, and I'm so proud to have you here because all relates back to today, 9/11, that everything starts in illegal activities and raise the money funds, like you used to tell me, right?
Right. ISIS and all these terrorist groups, they're operating in Colombia. They're operating in the drug trade to raise money. They're active down there. I still have people down there, and they tell me they're all over the place.
So they're not just saying Allahu Akbar and
no, they're down there, and obviously they're taking the biggest amount of the money is going in the pockets of the individuals down there, but then they put whatever portion towards the cause and get everybody, all these low-life people working for the cause, and the top guys steal all the money.
Why, Ned, why is everything points toward America? But they're all dying to get here, to live here.
I think America is successful, strong. They're envious. A lot of these people come from poverty, and
is religious involved a lot in this, or governments, agents, government in other countries in the Middle East? Why is it always this Middle East? We hate America, but we send hundreds of thousands of troops to protect them and save them there.
Right.
What do you think?
Well, I think they go after us because we're a sign of success, and they don't want somebody having a better life than them, I think. And they,
is that the new world today?
This resentment just grows. This resentment and hatred, and I've got another son in the army now, and he just got back from Ethiopia, and there's several terrorist groups over in Africa right now spreading like crazy because they can take over these weak governments. They can bribe them. They can bribe the leaders with drug money and gun money and whatever they get through illicit sources, counterfeiting and whatever. And they're over, in Africa where they're going to have to be stopped again.
So this thing grows just like fruits does, or just like vegetables do. They grow low and they go bigger till you, like you said, till the team goes up there and stop them. Many Rangers, many Delta Force, maybe many. I know a lot of Navy SEALs. They always putting their lives on the line behind the scene, right? It's not only when the war or something breaks out.
Well, they seem to drift to the path of least resistance, the terrorist groups do. And as we put all kinds of pressure on them in Afghanistan and Iraq and then into Afghanistan, they squeeze out, and now they're squeezing into Colombia. They're squeezing into Africa, the different small countries over there. And I think obviously the U.S. intelligence agencies are realizing what's going on in Africa, and they're going to have to, be aware of them over there.
Is that the new breeding ground again? Looks like. I mean, it was once, but they was weak. With this technology and with all these social media stuff, is that a new breeding ground for like ISIS and Boko Haram and all these other people are coming up with all these names to come back this way or to hurt Americans? Why is it always got to be with Americans? I mean, since America's got the best U.S. aid in the world, the best donation in the world, the best of helping people in the world, the best food shipment when disaster hit in the world. What do you think from your experience all these years? And really, you've been an intelligence officer as much as I've been knowing you. I can say it, 40 years now. But now it's 9/11 again. Reminds us again. Hello, we're here again. Look what happened. Do not forget.
We can never let our guard down. They will always, and after 9/11, they'll come again. What they'll do, I don't know. But we have an incredible intelligence agencies that
24 hours a day.
24 hours a day, 365 a year.
To save us.
And these guys are working all night, all day, for not that big a pay, and they're
it's not about the money. Since
no,
I know you guys, yeah.
No,
and enough money in the world for what you have done or your kids did. Your kid was I think in Iraq twice in Taji. He was working with the generals.
Termia, and he was up in Erbil. He was all over. The first cab bore the brunt of the battles over there.
And that's how it started. And it's not about the money.
No.
It's not about the money as much as you've been doing. Tell us a little bit about LSS right now, your company.
Well, we've been in business 28 years. We spread out all over the United States and most foreign countries. We work a lot in Mexico, France, Czech Republic, Russia, We have retired KGB agents we contact for operations in Russia or Czech Republic. We do, first of all, we do a lot of backgrounds. Every company and I don't care how big your company is, if you hire somebody, you need to do a background on them. We do probably 100-some backgrounds a day right now. Then we do a lot of workplace violence response to threats in the workplace. When somebody says, "Oh, I'm going to shoot the boss," or "I'm going to do whatever," or so we'll put surveillance on the guy. We will put people out there, and we'll adjust a security plan for whatever the threat is. We do a lot with counterfeiting, a lot of intelligence work, and we have a lot of sources working with us. They're very well-placed sources, and we work that all the way back to China and all over.
They counterfeit like cigarettes or shoes
just
or jackets.
Counterfeit
see
products.
on Channel 7 or NBC that you guys are, with the intelligence officers, you guys are raiding all these jackets and hats and purses and millions of dollars, right? That's a multi-billion-dollar business, isn't it?
There's places in China that you can go, and in a matter of a day or two, they will duplicate anything you have, be it pilots' headphones, be it watches, anything. They're just master counterfeiters. And a lot of that stuff is purchased by terrorist groups and then filtered back into the U.S. For sale, and they make money that way.
When you say LSS, we, who's the kind of people you work with as a team and hire? What is their experience? Where do they come from?
I have.
Well, I do know most of them. I'm proud of them. They're probably listening. I want you to say.
I have people I know, and I started in law enforcement in '70 with the CID and the Army, so you maintain your contacts, and you couldn't possibly keep everybody on payroll because you may have one case every 2 or 3 years in the Czech Republic, but you have people to go to that can operate in the Czech Republic or Slovakia. We have our people in Colombia. Everybody has an expertise, and we count on these to handle anything that comes to us. Within a matter of hours, we can usually have somebody in any country in the world.
What's the phone number people can call you, since I'm getting a text from someone? Tell us a little more how you do more businesses, too. I want to promote you.
Well, our website is lssconsulting.com, and it's 248-366-5020, but it's best to look at the website, and it's got all the numbers and all the contact information on there. And
through your website?
Through the website, and we work with a lot of companies. We work with a lot of individuals.
Theft in businesses.
Internal theft. A lot with threats. People are always, people get into drugs. They get into gambling problems. They get, have financial problems, and then they start threatening the boss, or they threaten the HR director. The HR directors become the focus of a lot of threats.
So we have our co-host here, Salim. I don't know, Salim Jiddu just walked in. We only got a few more minutes. I want to thank you. It's a very historic day for me, and I didn't know we'll do this after 30, 40 years together. But I'm so proud to be in America. Chaldeans are the most proud people on earth to be in America, because we have no way back. It wasn't for America. We've been slaughtered, right? And you and I, and through late Mike George and other people behind the scene. I don't want to brag about it, but I'm very proud of the intelligence you brought us and taught us what we could do.
But you said it, John. If you hear something, say something.
Yep.
You got to count on the people out on the street. Hey, these 3 or 4 guys came in. They're living in an apartment. They don't fit. They're come and go in the middle of the night. If something's wrong, tell us. You can call LSS, and we'll forward it to the FBI. Call the FBI, 965-2323. Call them, we got to work as a team, and all the civilians got to kick in and help the government agencies. Anything these terrorists do is going to affect everybody.
You have a question? So you're looking at us like...
yeah, I'm listening.
Hi.
Hello.
You have a question? No, I mean, he gave
Opinion?
a very good idea about how his company works and what they do. I mean, when you have a job like in Czech Republic or China, what exactly do you do there? Like security things, or?
Well, we've had individuals get hired by a company and then feel that things aren't going their way and actually blackmail the company by holding back parts. Like most of these companies that make tier 2 companies or whatever make parts for, say, Volkswagen or whatever, if they don't supply the parts that they're contracted to, they get fined like $1 million a day. So sometimes you'll have the landlord that owns the building the factory is in.
So they make faulty parts to sell them to us?
No, they'll extort the companies that are making these parts so that they get fined and they have to pay off hundreds of thousands of dollars to rectify the problem. So they'll have an extortion, you'll have theft, all kinds of things. Mexico is just rampant. We ran into Mexico, all the car people that were building parts down there because they paid $2 or $3 an hour. Well, they ran head on into the cartels. The cartels pay the human resources people to get the garbage contract because that's how they steal. They throw everything in the trash, all the good parts, and they take it and sell it for scrap, or they sell the parts.
All these things leads to bad things, right? Like the terrorism and all that.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you, Ned, for being here. I know where you were. You came in. Nobody would do that except you. And I want to say, FBI agent wewo, kaut kul min di sharikat diu yolem komodokla special for 9/11. تتخاذها ناشديا ميوخ ماليوخ أطراديو جان زي أورم تدخل diversified إمت كلها ناشديا especially بأمريكا آخر وأثمن دي لزي خالص هل لزي خالص so ما قد شموتو من دي يا ما قد خازوتو من دي ما قد محكوتو كبيرة أي ميري أي زل بش عريضة so قد خازوتو من دي إلم حقه so I know that we had Chaldeans in 9/11, especially Chaldean Americans Ladies of Charity. They're a major partner with us now. I remember them going to New York, taking trucks of pop and Pepsi, as you know, most of the store owners with me and you. Most of the supermarkets donated, most of the grocery stores donated, and the young people went up there and donated their time. And that can never stop. It's always got to go on all the time. Well, thank you, you and your family. Thank you for LSS, and we'll be right back.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
There's a sense of anticipation, electricity in the air. You think tonight is your night, and you're in luck, because here, a great time is a sure thing. This place is certified hot. This is Soaring Eagle Casino and Resort. Go on a hot streak unlike any other, with hundreds of the hottest slots, certified by their manufacturers to be set to the best paybacks guaranteed. Plus the hottest table games and sizzling live entertainment and nightlife. So why play at just any casino when you can play at the only casino and resort that's certified hot? This is your night, and it's time to experience more at Soaring Eagle Casino and Resort.
Regency Manor Banquet Hall. Telephone 248-353-1133. السيد أمير نيجر مستعد لإقامة كافة مناسبات الحفلات والتعازي وغيرها. مشهورين ومختصين بعمل الشاورما اللذيذة وجميع المشويات والقواضي والصواني المشكلة بأنواعها. جلسات ليلية ممتعة مع الأهل والأصدقاء من الاثنين وحتى الخميس من كل أسبوع. بار كامل من المشروبات الروحية. المحل واقع على الميل 12 ما بين تلغراف ونورث ويسترن هايواي. تلفون 248-353-1133 248-353-1133. ريجنسي مانر يرحب بكم. أسواق قاشات Mediterranean Market and Bakery. ساهر قاشات وأولاده يقدمون لكم بضاعة شرقية مستوردة يوميا من كافة مستلزمات مطبخ ربة البيت، من المعلبات، الأجبان، الألبان، الشرزات، الترشي، البهارات، فواكه وخضروات فريش يوميا، لحومات طرية منوعة فريش، فروزن فود، ديري فود، أطيب المشويات اللذيذة. مطعم كامل داخل المحل لتلبية طلباتكم وحفلاتكم. صمون ومعجنات حارة يوميا. Carry Out and Catering. المحل واقع على شارع نورث ويسترن هايواي والميل 14. تلفون أسواق قاشات 248-538-9552 248-538-9552. تلفون المطعم 248-538-9558 248-538-9558. أهلا وسهلا بالجميع.
Southfield Funeral Home, Jerry and Ferial Yonu, 12 Mile in Southfield for 37 years, 17 Mile in Rhine, second location. They do funerals, كل أمريكا, Michigan, كل ستيتات, California, Arizona, على Louth, Emmett Kibbe, خابر Jerry and Ferial Yonu. West Side, 248-569-8080. East Side, 586-275-0429. 37 years in business. Price, quality, service, excellent. أي شغل شنة funeral home business. That's all they do. هراي لشولي. They're part of our community and we are part of them. 37 years. Jerry and Ferial Yono. Welcome back, Akhwatha Khatwatha. Thank you so much, Ned Timmons. Dear friend, thank you, and God bless the families of 9/11. Glad God bless the law enforcement, and God bless our troops. They fight hard. And welcome back from Afghanistan. It's the best thing America ever decision made, and I hope we don't start another war. But I was smelling trouble today that looked like we may go to war with China over the Taiwan country because of their development in Taiwan of this chip that controls everything from a bicycle to a car to a F-18 to going to the moon. I don't know what's going on, but we're going to keep staying strong in America, and we're going to put a Chaldean prayer for all the people that passed away because of Corona and non-Corona since our own 9/11, since this Corona started in 2020. And now we're still facing the 9/11 tomorrow. God bless those families and pray for those families, pray for those firemen. And yes, we did have many Chaldean young people working there. I know Dr. Shakib Halabu's son was up there. I know that part, and his friends they were working at financial institution, and God bless. And a lot of them got saved. At over 2,900 passed away, and probably tens of thousands are still injured. Just never go away. So we got to keep one eye asleep and one eye open. I don't know why we get hated so much around the world, but it's not the people. I think it's those corrupt governments, like Ned was saying. They steal everything. They blackmail you. They do everything in the world. But I put all my life and my money and my family in hands of law enforcement worldwide and our troops, how hard they work, and pray for it. The last troops got killed in Afghanistan. We don't hate any country, but we don't like a lot of these governments. They don't like us. They benefit from it. They're all multi-billionaires, these leaders. So they take us on, and they use these people to come blow up themselves here and there. And as Ned says, American law enforcement and military is awake 24/7, 365. So only thing we can do is pray for them. That's all they ask. So we're going to put this prayer right now. Welcome back, Akhwatho Khatwatho. I would say the Chaldean prayer, a powerful one for all our protectors around the world, including in Iraq and whatever they are, Nashidi and Hame. So, Mr. Achu, you're the only person I can ask this question. Where were you on 9/11/2001?
Yeah, I was inside my store, standing on my register. About 10 o'clock, one of my customer came in running inside the store. We've been hit. I told him, what do you mean? He said, we've been hit by the Russian. I told him, this is impossible by the Russian. We have nothing against Russian. Why Russia would hit us? He said,
No, we have everything against Russian, but
yeah, this is what he said.
that was China.
Yeah, that's what he said.
At the time, we didn't have nothing against. It was
Right.
Gorbachev or somebody, wasn't it?
Right.
So what happened? You closed the store, or you just
no,
stay there?
No, I stayed in the store until closing. But so many customers came in, all crying, all hollering.
It's horrible.
All saying all kind of words. How come we have nothing against nobody? We are like.
Well, the way they blew us up, I was in Canada actually on Bablo when Ned, the guy that was just on this video with us, interview, and the FBI is from Canada, and U.S. asked me if we can use our tower. It was 320 feet high because they didn't know how they got hit. And at the time, Susan Whelan, the defense minister, my ex-lawyer, she was the defense minister in Canada, and she was notified by Colin Powell to see if U.S. planes can land in Canada because they were afraid they couldn't land anymore. They were coming from all over the world. And the way those guys did it, they played us just like a poker game. They used stolen credit cards. They got on an airplane. They bombed the hell out of us, and we bombed Afghanistan or Taliban or whatever. And just what a small world. Last week we have to settle with them, leave them everything and leave, and that's fine. We should always teach them a lesson. They get out of hand, we should go after them. I am a big believer in that. But now switch the book to coronavirus. I believe that is the new world order. As in English, I will say it. I believe they will try to kill us this way. They're never going to stop this thing. So get you a vaccine. Get you 1, 2, 3 I have. And the fourth one come out, I'm going to take it. Because it's not about politics. It's not about just science. It's a real deal. Picture how they did the bombing on 9/11 anniversary tomorrow. Picture how they bombed the hell out of us in Iraq when we won there. And they had all these bombs everywhere. Somebody paid for it. Somebody gave them the money. It wasn't these hoodlums and these thugs. They were all on in these streets and these villages and these mountains. All of a sudden they were smart. We have the best technology in the world, the best freedom in the world. We welcome everybody here. But now switch to this corona thing, and our best and worst enemy in earth, this clothes we putting on, this hat we got, this headphones we got, this global we have, this microphone, everything we have is made in China. And we need to stop that. And that's so they're not only going to hurt us and try to hurt us financially, as right now, they're going to try to heal us militarily by starting a war with another country. But you know what? The prayers are strong, and America is strong. But we must stick together. Right now it's broken apart for the last 10, 15, 20 years. 50%, 50%. The reason I changed the show the way it is because I'm not going to hear all this crap on the federal level. Who believes in what? You want to vote, you vote. You want to go to another country and try it, you should. Planes are ready to go. You want to go back where you come from? Go. It's all free. Go. But there's nothing better than here, especially us Christians, Chaldean Americans, or we are here that work so hard and having this, the cross. So the reason I created this about 7, 8 years ago It was because for that reason, how to preach our gospel of conversation, who we are, our way, and how do we speak it, to share it with the rest of the world, because we are Babylonian, and they say we were the first at everything, and pen and rings and glasses and all that. But we're still first in the heart, and when we are in America the way we are today, that's all we have anyway. We speak it, we speak bilingual. I happen to be very blessed with my family to be citizen on both sides of the border between Canada and U.S., but I'm a proud Chaldean American, very proud Chaldean American, and I will fight to death for this country. That is the only country we can say we have. But we also miss our people who are back home, the ones who are helpless. They couldn't help themselves. They didn't have the financial need. They didn't have the whereabout. And for any president of the United States, or to send and deport our people back to a corrupt country like Iraq, yes, and I'm not politically astute there, it's a shame, because we're the wrong people to send back. We are wanted here, we loved it here, we help it here, and we love each other, both the country and our people here. So when you look at this, what's going on, all this is just, 9/11 comes and it goes to 9/20, then 9/25, then everybody just moves on in their life. But Corona is not going anywhere. If you go back and play my tapes I did today, back in March 2020, February 2020, you could not believe what I was hearing and listening to, but I didn't understand it either. I have no clue. First time somebody told me about Corona on the air, I thought they were talking about somebody who had a bad beer. And it's terrible to say, but that's what I thought it was. But you're talking about a military, cannot stop it. Every person in the world is affected by it anytime they want. And that doesn't happen from an animal. It happens because a human is making it. A human is doing it. It doesn't happen from a plant because some tree had it. No. Humans. And those humans have a selfish interest to create a new world order and into the future. So we might as well be prepared. You might as well prepare yourself to get these vaccines now. And I commend President Biden. Not because, John Oram's going to be Democrat or Republican. No, I'm an American. I'm a Chaldean American first, Chaldean. I commend that he makes it. All these employers, 100 people or more, to get vaccinated. The airline is going to do the same thing. I don't care if you don't want a vaccination, but don't come near us. See, the problem is if you don't want vaccination, you don't even know what that is anyway. You just say it. You have no clue. I'll send you a doctor. And I see hospitals and urgent care is busy as hell for the last 40 years. Worked in healthcare for the last 30 years. I didn't see anybody says I'm not doing this and that. But it's politic. It's politic. If you don't take it, it doesn't mean it kills you only. You kill other people. And he should be charged with that. It's ridiculous. It is absolutely. And it starts with my family first. So I'm not talking about everybody else and think we're all perfect. Not. Okay? I know people that are so close to me. I don't know what the hell's wrong with people. But I start taking off and blocking phone numbers on this phone. Over 6,000 phone numbers because of Corona. I bet you I wiped out over 1,000 numbers. And it's okay. It's okay if I don't talk to them because of Corona and vaccination. And today I was studying weddings for 2020. On the video, on the YouTube, as you will see us on the YouTube right now. On the YouTube. And I can't believe how many weddings that people I knew had these weddings in 2020. Well, I had family members in the hospital, friends in the hospitals, neighbors in the hospitals, dear friends that we lived together all our life in the hospitals, and over 50% passed away. So March 2020 till now. So be careful what you wish for, as they say. And God bless you. We'll hope to see you Monday. Yes, I know.
80 million people didn't get it yet. and the virus is spreading day after day, and people don't know it. Lots of people are dying every day.
So 1 per 3, they call that.
Especially
That's
in
240
Iraq,
million.
Especially in Iraq and Kurdistan. And Kurdistan.
I'm talking
by
about
itself-
here. I
yeah.
mean, Iraq and Kurdistan are corrupt countries. Here is a free country.
Kurdistan for 1,491 cases found, and 16 dead, and Iraq 5,000 cases and 59 people they were dead.
But I guarantee you, if you give them a vaccine at $5,000 each, they'll buy them in those countries. Here, they're free.
Oh yeah.
Nobody wants them.
Right.
When you just start being so smart and being a medical genius for this. We'll be back Monday, 5:30 to 7, we hope. Have a great weekend. God bless. God bless the United States of America. Thank you, Akhawata Khatwata. Thank you so much. God bless you. Thank you, Hannah. Thank you, Michael Oram. Have a great weekend and a safe weekend, and go get you a vaccine. God bless you all. I love you guys from the bottom of my heart. And John Zia Oram. Check us out on YouTube. Subscribe, please. It's been showing. And we'll be with you Monday, 5:30 to 7. Thank you. God bless you. I love you, Mom. Good night.